Hi, everybody. My name is Bernd Engist. I am the CTO of Avantra, and I'm talking today on the latest very severe security vulnerabilities reported by SAP and how Avantra can help to fix them. Well, the dust has not yet settled on the whole Log4j security vulnerability report in mid-December, which keeps IT staff across all businesses busy. Now we experience something similar, but this time it affects only SAP, right? Now, let us have a look at this. So I'm sharing my screen right now. 1 second, please. Okay, so what we have here is a group of 3 security vulnerabilities were published by SAP, which are all related to the SAP Internet Communication Manager, so the ICM. And the whole thing is really severe because the ICM is the component connecting the whole SAP technology stack to the internet. And what really makes especially the first one really severe, we're going to have a look at the node right away, is that it can be very easily exploited. Fortunately, but this is only for the moment in time, active exploits have not yet been observed, but anyway, customers need to act really quickly, right? Now, let us have a look at the details of the nodes here. So that's the one with the highest rating, 3123396. It has a CVSS score right away 10 out of 10, right? And here you can see as well why it is so severe. The attack vector is over the network, right? Internet Communication Manager. The attack complexity is low. It's just one single request you need to send, and then you can exploit the vulnerability. You do not need any privileges at all, and no user interaction. And this is what makes the vulnerability so severe. So it went right to the highest score, as we have seen with Log4j as well, right? And these 3 things here as well. So the system can basically really 100% being taken over. You risk really the system being taken over. So that's that's the problem here, right? Now, a very other good resource to look at is the original report being published by Onapsis. There are other resources as well, of course, directly from SAP. But Onapsis, these guys have been detecting the vulnerability. And yeah, here, therefore, this is the most critical issue. Unpatched SAP NetWeaver applications servers reachable through HTTPS are vulnerable to it, as well as any application sitting behind SAP Web Dispatcher, that is S/4HANA. Good. So please, I recommend to download and read this report carefully. Now, let's go to Avantra. Let's see how Avantra can help here in helping you resolving the issue. If we go back to the node one time, the affected components are here, listed here, software component, and it is the kernel itself. So the Internet Communication Manager is pre-packaged and in a Java NetWeaver, it is even active per default in the application server. But as well here, you see the Web Dispatcher component, which has the same Internet Communication Manager inside, right? And here's all the patches, and here's as well, for example, on the patch level, yeah, where is it? 53, subkernel 53, you see patch number 915 is the one where the vulnerability has been resolved by SAP, right? Now let us go to an Avantra system and see what we have here, right? So Avantra and its latest release has a very, very cool new functionality. Let me make this window big here. 1 second. Okay, which is SAP HotNews. So since release 22.10, Avantra directly downloads from the SAP support platform the HotNews, and actually we are always in front of even the mail. Yeah. So what we see here is that here we got the node 312.3396, right? I can as well fill over it 331, no, 3312. Here we go. And here's here as well the contents. We grab this information. This is out of the node, right? There's structured information in the node. And since Avantra has a full inventory of all the systems being maintained here, here's our, it's one of our internal integration systems. We use here, we can display you immediately which systems are affected, right? Because we know everything, we know the components, and it's not only working for the kernel, it's working for most of the SAP HotNews here. Where for all the HotNews where we find like components, component information and version information. Good. Now, if we have a closer look at this, right, we can now go and use Avantra's automatic kernel upgrade function to patch these systems in questions, right? So action IT staff can very easily apply these patches. And we've been releasing the kernel upgrade feature as a general availability feature already last year, so it's very stable and already tested, the feature being in production at many customers. Good. Now let us go this. So here, as I said before, administration. Support SAP HotNews. Here we get all the information, yeah. And you can as well, by the way, work with these systems. So you can open this one, and here you actually see for each system, has it been patched or not? So once we apply the kernel, then certainly it will go away here, right? Here's the system which is called MII, yeah. So let's click on this one. You see the Java system, and it has the kernel 753, kernel 11900. Now let us patch this system to a newer kernel, right? Using automation, uses Avantra's highly valuable automations. Before we do this, maybe we go back one time to the node. So you see once again, so we have the 312, this node here. You see, okay, 915 is the kernel we require here. Good. So, okay. We now go to the SAP system, and see the kernel is 900 kernel level. So let us patch this. I use configuration automations. And here we have a dedicated function for kernel upgrades. Now these has already been prepared by our engineering. And what you see here, you download basically the packages from SAP, from the original SAP source, and then you upload them to Avantra. I'm showing you how this works, right? And what we have funny here, that Avantra can as well combine several patches, because what you download in the moment is only the disk plus work number 921, right? So customers being on a patch level lower than 900, they would download the full package, which is here the full SAP XE 900 package, right? And then on top, you need to patch the disk plus work to the very latest release, which is 921, to resolve the vulnerability, right? Okay, and Avantra is able to create bundle kernel package or kernel patch bundles where you upload the original patching, so the full kernel package by SAP, and then the individual disk will work. So we can work with both. We can as well, if you, for example, here we've seen on the system, we already have patch level 900, so we don't need the full stack here. We can simply then use the smaller package here. I can open this one as well, where you just see the different work being inside. Yeah. Good. So once you've got the SAP kernel bundle prepared, you can simply press Run Kernel Upgrade. And now we are selecting the systems which are eligible to this upgrade automatically for you, right? And here's the MII, that's the system I want to patch right now. Now you can do a lot of stuff here. You can plan the upgrade to run automatically in the background. You have certain options, do not run if there's a job, or halt if certain users are logged on. So a lot of different options you have here to run this kernel upgrade, right? Now let me run it right away. So I'm starting this kernel upgrade right now, and let us see how it works. So you see now you can now leave this window open, but you can as well close it. We're leaving it open by now. And what we're doing here is if you follow 100% the SAP procedure, right? We just do it automatically. Download SAP kernel files is not downloaded by SAP. This is where the Avantra agents downloads it from the Avantra master. And we're giving you quite a lot of detail what's actually going on. Yeah, we know that SAP, a really good SAP basis administrator, they are notoriously skeptical. Are these guys from Avantra doing the right things? Yes, we're doing the right things, and we're doing it exactly as it has been intended by SAP. So basically, it's the same procedure as if you would do it manually, just with a lot of testing. And you can be very sure that this one is working here. Let us go back to the steps. So we're already at the downtime. So the system is being stopped now. And this is what you see here in the details. Here you see the gateway is still green, but the instance is already in yellow. So this is going to change very quickly. And you see as well, we're using SAP control to stop the system via. So this is exactly, again, as intended by SAP. We can as well undo this kernel patching. So if something fails, there can as well be a rollback, right? Now let us wait a few minutes until this is resolved. Let us wait a few minutes until the system is stopped. And now we see the system is turned off. Yeah, so the service is turned to status gray. And let's see what's going on. We're now, we're still here in the kernel switch downtime phase, right? But then we are going to the next phase, which is kernel switch post. Will happen in a few seconds. Oh, well, we're already that far. We're still in kernel switch downtime. So this is where the system is actually stopped, kernel patched, and then the system is being restarted. And I'm waiting to the system come up. Yeah, it's starting to get yellow here. And once the system is up and running again, we should see actually the kernel patch being 921. So as soon as this turns to green, we know the system is up and running. Systems, by the way, configured for the automatic kernel switch, the rolling kernel switch are supported by Avantra as well. It's more a configuration which has to happen on the SAP side before. Still yellow. While this is going, let us have a look at previous executions here. Here's the one which is currently running. And here you see one of the previous upgrades. So we've upgraded a system called PIP. And this is how it looks like, right? We can as well here look at the details. This is how it looks like when the kernel upgrade is finished. Well, this is already running. So you can really use this at scale, right? And if we go back to sub kernel upgrades here, and we go to runs, you see as well a whole overview. So if you want 100 or 1,000 systems, it's really not a problem. So let us have a look at the history here. Yeah, okay. Now we're still waiting for the system to come up. So this may take another few minutes to complete. And then it will just look like this here. So the upgrade steps, upgrade terminates in post. And then the upgrade is complete, but it would still have the option to roll it back, right? So if I open this one, I could start the execution from rollback and undo the whole action, right? But I can as well say, okay, I'm now cleaning up because that's the only thing remaining. And then I could simply run this remaining step. And as you see, I can run this in parallel on multiple systems. And then the packages are being cleared. And then the run is going away here, but it's still visible here in the history, right? And here you see, okay, here a full kernel upgrade, and now it's turned to status done. Yeah. Okay, this one takes a little bit longer than expected. However, you have seen how easy it is with Avantra to patch these systems, and even very, let's say, or people which are not so skilled as a real senior SAP basis administrator can very easily do this kind of patching. It can be very easily as well scheduled to run fully automatically over or during nighttime. So you can basically prepare everything and then either run it manually over nighttime or do it automatically. And as you see, while I was talking, the upgrade of system MII is now complete as well. Now let us go to the system. Of course, the monitoring has been turned off during. And here we see the kernel level is, kernel patch level is 921. I had a little refresher because during the upgrade, the system, the monitoring is turned off, so we do not get any fault alerts here. Well, okay, system fixed, problem solved. This system is not vulnerable anymore, right? Our recommendation is, and this is well, when you look at the recommendations from SAP and on APSIS, certainly begin with the internet-facing systems, right? But be aware to patch systems which are not internet-facing internally as well. There can always be an attack, especially in today's networking, that somebody takes over another system and then from there writes an attack on an internal system. So the recommendation is really patch as soon as possible. And all the information is given here in the SAP notes. Thank you all for watching this video today. Have a good time in patching your systems. And if you want to learn more, please visit our website at www.avantra.com. Thank you.